Hello and welcome to Peggy's Plants, coming to you from Central Florida. In today's sponsored video, I'd like to share with you an unboxing from Greenspaces ID. Greenspaces is a well-known online importer with a large variety of rare and common houseplants. They ship worldwide through Cargo and DHL Express, and they accept wholesale as well as retail orders. There's a link in the description box below so you can check out and see what they have to offer, and use code PEGGY20 for a 20% discount on your entire order. Greenspaces gave me the opportunity to pick 3 plants, and they selected 3 plants for me, so there's a total of 6. And these are not super rare plants or anything like this. These are some kind of common beauties, but I'm very excited about this order. I have a good track record with plants from Greenspaces ID, and I think that has a lot to do with their packaging. They package them very well. I like that they use the paper to individually wrap each plant, so you don't have to worry about condensation building up in the packaging and, wilting the leaves or killing the leaves. So here we are. Plant number 1 is a Forgetii hybrid. I'm getting back into the Anthuriums. I'm trying them again. I, in the past, have not done well with them, but I'm finding that I'm doing much better with them recently. So I'm all into the Anthuriums. And this one appears to be in excellent condition. And this is what keeps bringing me back to the Anthuriums. They're just so beautiful. Look at this plant, the markings, and how dark the green is, how velvety the leaves look. Very nice. This one definitely shipped well. No dead leaves. It's very healthy. But we need to take a look at the roots to see what we're working with. This is what the roots look like when I unpackage them. I'm happy to see that there are a lot of roots. They're a little dehydrated as normal, as is expected when you import plants. So I rehydrated them for a few hours, and then I went on and potted it up in leca. And this is how the plant looks after a couple of weeks. Like I said, I planted it up in leca, as I'm doing most of these plants. I do that with most Anthuriums. It's just easiest for me. I didn't lose any leaves on this plant, and it didn't have any difficulty with acclimation. And on to the next plant, which is an Anthurium Crystallinum. I've had one of these before. It didn't go really well, so I wanted to try it again because I do really like the look of this plant. And the price on most of these Anthuriums now has come down so much, so I'm really enjoying and taking advantage of that. I don't necessarily go for the hottest plants, but I do go for the plants I like, and I don't mind waiting until the price comes down, especially on plants I have difficulty with. So here's a look at the plant, and I don't think it could have possibly shipped any better than it did. It looks very nice. There's no damage to the leaves. They are standing up on their own. Only one yellow leaf. So this is a very nice looking plant, and it seems to be in excellent condition. I went on and potted this up in leca as well. It's been potted for a couple of weeks, and it has adjusted well. I still have all of the leaves except the yellow one. I did cut that one off, but so far, smooth sailing, no issues at all with this plant. Moving on to the next plant, which is the Syngonium yellow variegata. And yeah, lately I've been liking Syngoniums. I have probably 3 or 4 now, and I'm getting into them a little bit, trying not to go too crazy. But I'm really liking the Syngoniums lately. And oh, look at this one. Very nice. I'm liking the contrast of the yellow and green. This is beautiful. And again, it seems to be in good condition, shipped well. Looks a little dehydrated, but that's to be expected. Very nice looking plant. I'm excited about this Syngonium. Very nice. After unwrapping the roots, this is what I found. There's plenty of roots on this plant, kind of dehydrated as to be expected. So I rehydrated them, set them in a water solution for a little bit, and then I went on and potted it up in leca. And after a couple of weeks, this is what the plant looks like. I did lose 1 or 2 leaves off of this plant, but it's doing well. It's standing on its own. Yeah, so far, no problem. I'm really not concerned about this plant because Syngoniums for me are I just feel like they're one of the easiest plants to grow. So I'm not concerned about this plant making it at all. I'm pretty sure it will. Beautiful plant. Moving on to the next plant, which is an Anthurium silver blush crossed with a forgetii. I'm excited about this plant. I saw this and I think it's really nice looking and I had to have it. So let's get in here and see what condition it's in. See, this is exactly what makes me keep trying, trying Anthuriums. Look at that. I love the shape of the leaf. I love the markings on this leaf. The veining, absolutely beautiful. It looks like it's just painted on the leaf and it's velvety and I love the shape of the leaf. It's a smaller plant, but it has a lot of leaves. And I went on and potted this one up in leca as well. I forgot to show you the roots before I planted it, but it's been potted up for a couple of weeks and once again, it transitioned well into my home. It acclimated well, no dieback, no problems at all. Okay, moving on. We are down to the last 2 plants. And let's see, this one is the Monstera Edandoni Variegated from Indonesia. It has the yellow variegation, and I think these are so pretty. They have that marble look to them. So I really like these. I've ordered one of these before. It didn't ship really well. In fact, all the leaves died and ended up just doing stem cuttings and rooting it. And I did get a couple of plants from that, but they're small. And I think what I'll do is plant them up with this one. And this one is absolutely beautiful. Look at these big leaves. It's a nice size plant. Look at that. That variegation is just beautiful to me. Look. Oh my goodness. I love it. I absolutely love this plant. And it's a nice size. Definitely traveled well. The leaves are standing on their own. They're not all wilted. No black spots or anything like that on there for moisture. Looking really good. So now, oh, look at those growth points on there. Those nodes. Looks like propagation to me. This is what the roots look like when I unpackage them. Not a whole lot of roots, but that's okay. I'm going to put this on a moss pole. I tend to have my best luck with Adansonia on the moss pole. Here are the cuttings I was telling you about that I've grown from stem cuttings, and I'm going to plant them with this one. And this will be in leca as well. And here it is all potted up. These are the cuttings that I said I was going to plant with this. And here we go with this plant. Look at that. The leaves are doing well. And again, this has been potted for a couple of weeks. Love the variegation. I believe I lost 1 leaf on this plant. And, you know, that's no problem at all. That's to be expected. Definitely they traveled well. These plants are in excellent condition. I have no complaints. Beautiful plant, and it's been doing well. And again, no problems with the acclimation. And after only 2 weeks, there are a couple of points where it actually looks like it's trying to attach to the moss pole. And I even have some new growth coming out of the top. So right there is a node that's trying to attach already. And there's another one, I don't know if you can see there. But yeah, this plant is trying to do its thing. It's already trying to attach to the moss pole, and it is doing quite well. And moving on to the 6th and final plant, and this one is the Rhaphidophora corstalzii. I'm very excited about this plant. I love shingling plants, and this is a shingling plant. And I'm not familiar with this plant at all. I had never seen it before, but we have some yellowing leaves. Let's see what we have. And you know, shingling plants can be very hard to ship because you know they have to be laid down. You can't have the medium too moist because it'll cause the leaves to rot, but you can't have it too dry because there's little roots on the back of the plant that need to be moist and kept viable. So it's a kind of tricky situation to mail these shingling plants. But at least the ones that have pretty much died off are the older leaves at the bottom of the plant, and at the top the color looks a lot better. And I'm excited about this plant, so I'll remove the yellow leaves and go from there. I'll definitely hydrate this plant first, and then I'm going to put it on a moss pole and probably put this in leca as well. After fully unpacking this plant, this is what I found for roots. Most of them have pretty much died off. The plant is dehydrated. And here's a look at the tiny little roots on the back of the plant. So this one I'm definitely going to hydrate. And I'm going to keep an eye on this plant. And if it doesn't take a turn for the better, then I will definitely chop this and prop it. And here's what the plant looks like after 2 weeks on its moss pole. It's still struggling a bit, but I think it's starting to turn around. It's starting to come around, and the leaves seem like they're starting to perk up a little bit. I did remove the yellowing ones and did get a little additional yellowing, as you can see, but I think the plant's going to be okay. But if it doesn't start doing a little better, then I will cut it up and propagate it and start over, because I do feel like it is a viable plant. So I'm happy with it. I'm glad to have it in my collection, and I'm going to do everything I can to make it work. Well, that's about it for this video. Thank you, Greenspaces ID, for sponsoring this video, and thanks to all of you for watching. I definitely appreciate your support. Don't forget, check out the link in the description box to go and see all that Greenspaces ID has to offer, and use discount code PEGGY20 for your 20% discount. Take care, stay well, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.